Okay. I think we're alive, which is super cool, right? I tried to find us a quiet space for us today, but that does not exist Sunday afternoons in Costa Rica. So there's a little bit of party vibe going on in the house. You guys can just get into the flow. It seems appropriate, right? Because sales is all about people. So let me just make sure that we're streaming. I'll pull up the group and make sure that's all happening, and then we can get started. The beautiful thing, not beautiful thing, but the crazy, beautiful, amazing thing about me being here is that I'm still living in Sunday. So I feel like I'm living in the past. So if you're here, let me know that you're here. Let me know how I can be of service to you, what's going on for you, how's your Monday looking already, and we will get the training on the road, which is super cool. Let me just open you up on my phone if that's going to do the thing, and we're off and running. So this thing about relationship building and marketing and sales has been big for us for the past wee while, because again, we get so many people saying, oh, I'm posting on my feed, but I'm not getting a sale. Or, I'm doing all the content, but I still don't have any clients. And so it's really important to know that marketing is marketing and sales is sales. And yes, they work hand in hand together, and they can be incredibly complementary, and they can cross over, but they are two separate mechanisms. You see, the purpose of your marketing is to get more eyes on the work that you're doing. The purpose of the marketing is really to get people interested in who you are and what you do. The purpose of the marketing is to funnel the right people into the right conversations. That is marketing, right? But the purpose of the sale is to turn that interest into a customer. That's really what we want to do with that. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, you guys are doing all the right things, right? You're sharing regular on social media. You're not just relying on one channel. This platform, this group is all about us building a digital community, but community starts with people, right? How do we tell your story? How do we connect? How do we find ways to build great relationships? That's all the stuff that we were talking about last week. Sharing that in your social media, sharing that in your groups, sharing that in your businesses, sharing that in your emails, like all the layers that will allow you to build epic content and epic connections is really the number one methodology to building community. Because community is just finding a group of aligned people who believe what you believe, who think what you think, and who are on the same trajectory as you. That is it. Like if we can do that, if we find people who believe what we believe, if we can find people who like what we like, who are interested in what we're interested in, then the rest becomes easy. It's like finding that person who is a committed person. Mm-hmm. But then once you have all of that, how do you then direct that information through to an opportunity for them to become customers or more deeply engage with you? And that's your mechanism for sales. So I wanted to share with you, I created quite a while ago a program called Membership by Design. Hey, beautiful Miss Jenna, nice to see your gorgeous face this sunny Sunday afternoon. Monday morning, if you're in Australia. I can't even get my time zones. My time zones are all over the place. Anyway, we created this program, like it was a beta testing program about membership by design. And within that framework of what that looked like, it was how do we create the flow that would allow us to have these great conversations. And sales is very different energy to marketing. Marketing's about connection, it's about people, it's about value, it's warm, it's summer energy, right? It's fire and heat and passion, all the things. That's what people are. We're like these crazy humans that are doing all these crazy things, right? But sales is a process. And I remember I've said it so many times, like sales is this process. Building the relationship is part of the process. And so shifting your energy from, say, marketing energy to sales energy should be quite different, right? So where marketing is all about, nurturing and building relationships and doing all those things, sales should be very strategic. It should be about building trust, yeah? Because people won't buy from you unless they're trusting you, right? And that's important too. Let's just see what else is going on in here. Okay, so let me share with you the biggest thing that I found in this space. Because here's the thing, there's always a sale being made. And I'd never really considered myself a salesperson. In fact, when I first became a personal trainer and I was doing wellness coaching and personal and PT and all the things that I was doing, I hated the idea of having to sell myself. In fact, if I'm really honest, I still hate the idea of having to sell myself. Now, I can sell other people, no problem, right? That's not hard. But when it comes to selling ourselves, we have all of our stuff that comes up, whole different subject matter. But in this space, what I understood was that there's always a sale being made. And this was taught to me like so harshly by someone else. And the fact is that there's always being a sale, there's always a sale being made. And people are you're either sharing your products and services, which will allow people to become customers with you, or they're selling to you why they can't become customers of you. Does it make sense? Because if you're in this channel that's in a sales conversation, there's always going to be someone who says yes, right? And that person is a person who believes in you. Now, the person who says no is a person who doesn't believe in you. And it could be that they just don't believe in you for right now. It may not be like a problem with who you are and what you're doing. It could be an issue with where they're at. But they're either saying, yes, I believe in you, the time is right, let's do this. Or they're saying, no, I don't believe in you, in which case they're selling to you why they can't become customers, right? Makes sense. So here we are, we're in this space. We're like, okay, so we know that people buy when the time is right and the trust is right. And some of our role in the sales process is actually helping them make this decision. Because when we become the assistant buyer in the decision making, it allows you to build trust. If we're just trying to buy my stuff, opt in for my thing, get my shizzle, do the stuff, if we're always just asking for things, which is what we've been talking about all month, then the value exchange is not there. Now, did you know that when you are looking at, and numbers are super important when it comes to sales, because once you have the capacity to understand the numbers, the rest is easy. So let's say you speak to 3 people and 1 out of every 3 people becomes customers. Great. Now, without being too mean to ourselves, in the scheme of things, 30% of people who become customers were always going to become customers, right? So we didn't have to do anything. They were ready, they knew about us, so you made an inquiry. If your sales are closing at about 30%, that generally tells you that most people come to you, they're already primed and warmed. You're not doing too much in the marketing space. They're already primed and warmed and they already knew about you, right? If your sales are coming in at like 30 to 60%, that tells me that you've got a little bit of influence in there. So, they might have been on the fence, but, through, creating a great experience, they became customers. And if your conversion rates sit at 70% and above, that tells me that you've got some skill, right? You've been able to build a great relationship, the timing is right, the nurturing is right, you're having the right sort of qualification. Now, here's the caveat on this. I have a client at the moment, and they're saying to me that they have like 90% of their sales are closing. That just tells me they're not doing any marketing. Let me say that again. If you're closing at 90 to 100% sales calls, it tells me you're not doing any marketing. Why do I say that? Because it means that people are coming to you when they're ready. There's no cold or outreach. There's no you don't have to rely on conversions within your page or whatever else. It essentially means is every conversation that you're having is a conversation that's come through, say, a referral or a word of mouth or, through a networking event, or people are looking you up, that they're already ready to speak to you, right? As opposed to if they're coming through a sales process, if they're coming through lead generation, external lead generation, proactive lead generation, cold calling, if they're coming through that channel, your conversions are going to be lower. So be mindful when you're checking your conversions that you're not getting fooled by saying, oh, well, I get 100% closes. I'm like, well, that is great if all your marketing comes from warm market, in which case just keep doing that. But you're going to run out of warm market, right? So you're always going to have to keep reaching out and doing more. So in this space, a great way to reframe selling is to see that there's always being a sale being made. Either you're selling your products and your services, or your customer is selling to you why they're not ready, right? And when we think of that, then our job and the job of the marketing is to get them ready for the sale. And how do you get them ready for the sale? You think about the customer journey. You think about the process it takes them from, okay, where did I first find out about Martine? How do I know about her? What do I know about what she's doing? What business is she in? How is she serving me? What is the relationship like? Do I believe her? Do I trust her? How do we build those layers? So by the time someone has a conversation with me, to them, I'm like an old friend, right? Now, to me, some people have been following for a long time and I have no idea who they are, right? So I then need to do my very best to build the relationship. Yeah, it's a game changer. So sales is a recipe. Just like food, if you have all the ingredients, it's all going to work out right. And sales is a process. So just like your recipe, you take your ingredients and put them together, step by step, your recipe is going to work out. So what are the stages of making a sale, right? Well, it's super simple. You need to frame the conversation if you're having a conversation, or you need to frame the marketing in such a way. You need to state, I hate the expression why, but you need to give the explanation of why you're in this space with these people, right? And then create the structure for the sale that will hopefully give you an outcome, the outcome that you're looking for, and a commitment. What does that mean? If you're having a sales conversation with someone, obviously creating that structure. If you have a sales process, everyone's talking about funnels, you're only one funnel away, all that stuff, then what is the structure and the framing within that? That will become part of your copywriting, your context, your content, like how you're sharing that value. Within that, you want to be able to translate how you help people, what it is that drives you to be showing up in this space and doing the thing that will then lead them to the outcome. And the outcome is the experience, right? And the last thing is, if you are looking for a new customer and you're looking for a new subscriber, or you're looking to generate that yes from someone, the easiest way to do that is to find people who believe what you believe. And that is the layer of the marketing. So for every part of the framing, the marketing has the space. If you're framing people in the customer journey, the marketing takes them on the customer journey. If you're framing them for the why, right? Why are you doing this? Then the marketing frames that. If you want to be clear on the structure, the marketing can deliver the structure. If you want to be clear on the outcome, the marketing can then help deliver the outcome through social proof. And the commitment about having people who believe what you believe, the marketing can frame all of those things, right? So in that pipeline of the 5 key layers that we just talked about, the marketing can support all of those things. But the actual sales process needs to be transparent, easy, reliable, trustworthy. And then through those steps, you're able to really be able to influence change, right? So there's not many of you on the call today. I don't know why. Such is life, right? So I'd love to know from any of you guys, do you have your sales process itemized? How do you know the difference between your sales and your marketing? Yep. And how do you articulate the difference between the sales and the marketing? When does the marketing become the sale and vice versa? And if you can articulate this, can you then share how that moves forward? So for example, if someone was, say, for example, within this community, I know we have amazing coaches and consultants, right? So if someone wanted to connect with you, what are the steps? Where do you take them first? Where do you take them second? Where do you take them third? Now, you probably know how to do that if it wasn't online, right? If someone was in a store, they'd come into the store, they might have seen some sort of offer, someone else might have told them about the store, they come in, you greet them, you build the rapport, you find out what they want, you deliver them the products that are going to help them achieve the outcome. And if they love it and they like you and the price is right, and if the settings are right, then they're going to become customers, they're going to make the sale, right? You're going to make the sale. And the same is true in this space about your, oh, it's getting sunny. And the same is true in this space about your sales process, right? So what can you do that will allow you to have this decent sales process, right? How will you then articulate the steps to duplicate what the experience would be outside of, what's the word I'm looking for? what the experience would be online, or to mirror what the offline experience is. And if you know what that looks like, great, you're so far in front of everyone else, right? But if you're not sure yet what that looks like, now's your time. Think about the steps, those moments of connection that allow you to build rapport and help to, all you want is for people to believe what you believe about your products, right? How do you bring that to life? Through the right framing, right? Through letting them know why you're in this, the structure of working with you and what they can expect, the outcome, what they should expect when they work with you, and then driving that commitment. If you can understand these processes, these steps to making a sale, and how the marketing then supports it, you're going to be amazing, right? That's all this is. So let me know if you have any questions down below. And I'm happy to answer them for you. If there's anything else that we can be of service to you for in this space, let us know. I have just finished building out a new training on how to calculate your Facebook ad spend. So if Facebook marketing is your thing, then stay tuned for that, because that's super fun. It's about a 15-minute training, but that should give you some ideas on how to navigate the sales marketing conversation. Otherwise, have the most brilliant week ahead, those of you who are already in Monday. And I look forward to hearing all your news, connecting with you in the group, and letting you know how we can be of service. Stay amazing. Don't forget, 2 days left to hope. So go ahead and do that thing. And I'll see you on the flip side. Have the best day.